girl math says that I didn't really spend the money. Hi everyone, welcome to Joys It Flies. I'm Teresa if you're new here, and I deal with the food and cooking side of things. This one today is a little bit different because it is a kind of end of the pantry challenge rundown and food haul. So first of all, the pantry challenge is not quite over for me because I've still got so much food. Basically, I had underestimated how much food I would still have left over from Christmas in January. We would have so much more food. So we were like 2 weeks into January before we'd even started using up, normal food. Because of that, I've still got so much stuff left in the freezer and the cupboards. And so I'm going to kind of continue the pantry challenge. One, because also it has been nice saving the money. Two, it's so satisfying using up food and emptying out, jars and drawers and stuff. And but what I've done is I've had a food delivery of things that we really desperately needed and had run out of, and I needed to restock. And a few things that we've kind of missed. And that's going to be like that for my big shop for the month. I will pop to the farm shop just to get some fresh things, and I will still have to obviously get milk when we need it. But apart from that, that will definitely still save us money, and it will still use up stuff. And I'm going to do that for as long as I need to. And it may be that takes us right through to the end of February or beyond. Or it might be that I have to, we've run out. I don't think we will, because there's still so much. So that's the plan. Also, it is Lent coming up in a couple of weeks. And so there are certain foods that I need to get rid of so they're not in the house tempting us before Lent, and our eating habits will change a little bit over that time. How did Pantry Challenge go? So I have loved doing the Pantry Challenge. As I said, it's really satisfying, saving money, obviously, and making space. There are a few things that have been really interesting and things that we really missed, and shows you how reliant you are on some things. I have always got paper kitchen towel in the house, and we ran out quite quickly. And I would love there to be for some jobs you just can't beat it. I know it's not environmentally friendly and things like that, but for wiping down a top, you can use a reusable cloth, for which I have done, and I'll say about that in a second. But for some things, like when you spill something on the floor, or but when the cats are sick on the floor, you cannot beat a piece of kitchen towel that you can throw away. So I really missed that, really missed it. In regards to having cloths for wiping down, I normally buy those blue reusable, like you can reuse them a certain amount of times type cloths. Again, I've run out of those. And then I thought, I have got such a big stack of old tea towels in the airing cupboard that I hold on to and I never use, because I've got new ones and they look pretty grotty after a while, tea towels, don't they? It doesn't matter how much you wash them. So I've been cutting those up and using those as cloths, like cleaning cloths and stuff. And I'm going to continue doing that, because it's a waste of money buying the other cloths when I've got a ready made collection that I can use, wash a few times and then throw away. And I've repurposing something. It's what my mother-in-law used to do, and it's what the older generation, like, she would cut up her bath towels into little bits and then reuse those as flannels and stuff. So being a little bit more thoughtful for that. I am going to, this has made me also start planning out what foods I'm going to grow this year and can and preserve, because they're a waste of money to buy. And one of those things is pesto. It's really expensive, and yet with some things from the garden, a few extra bits, I can make lots and then freeze it. So it has made me a bit more thoughtful about the things I'm going to buy, and the things that we can do without, and the things we can't do without. And it also, I have to say, doing a food shop online, which I haven't done for a while, really makes you aware of the cost of things. A shop that I could have got for half the price a couple of years ago, and you look at it and there's not much there really, and it costs a fortune. Last takeaway from the Pantry challenge is I seriously underestimated the cost of food, which is crazy because we buy it all the time. But I did the Pantry challenge about 3 years ago, really liked it, and £40 was enough to buy us everything we needed, fresh produce, milk wise, each week. I never spent more than that. In fact, I sometimes spent less than that. And this time I had forgotten, I'd said that I was going to only spend £40 each week, and I forgot how much more expensive food is now. So I didn't get anything more than milk, cat food of course, and fresh food. But I did spend more than that, not massively more, a massive amount more, but I did spend more than that. I also have a confession to make, that I did make one purchase that I shouldn't have done, or no, I should have done, but it wasn't part of the Pantry challenge. And that was the farm that we get our Christmas turkey from, had some left over and they were selling them at a discount. And these are incredible turkeys. I will link them below, actually. Not sponsored, just so that you know, if you're in the UK, their meat is fabulous. It's expensive, but a turkey I find is not actually expensive because we use every single bit of it. So it is worth every penny. And we've never had a turkey during the year before, but as these were a bit cheaper, and I thought I'd get one and freeze it for Easter. So girl math says that I didn't really spend the money because we're not eating it until Easter, and at Easter I know I'll be able to say, well, I've already spent that money, so that's fine, so it doesn't count. But anyway, that was the only thing that I purchased, and I think that was probably a good idea anyway. And the cat food situation, I have alluded to this a few times, and I just need to say, yes, there is a shocking amount of cat food in my online delivery today. There is a reason for it. Aslan, our lovely boy, is, how old is he now? 15, he's just about to be 15. And he has got hypothyroidism. We found out last year, and from that, heart failure. Now, part of the hypothyroidism meant that he was continuously ravenous, would, be starving. You could not fill him up. That has improved to a certain extent, but he is still starving. He has now started to put weight back on, whereas he'd lost so much before. His weight is now really good. He's looking like a chubby boy again, as he should do. But he's not putting on, you know, he still could put a little bit more on, and he's still starving all the time. I don't know whether that's the medication, if that's still the hypothyroidism, but the way I look at it is that he is living on borrowed time. If he wants to eat and it's not doing him any harm, he's not overeating in terms of it's not making him fat, or it's not making him overweight, or then the least I can do is give him some extra food. So instead of having one portion of food in the morning and one in the evening, he has between 2 to 3 in the morning, 2 to 3 in the evening, and depending on how hungry he's feeling, of course. And another side effect of his illness is that he has become really particular. He is less interested in cat food as he is in human food, but that's like, I think he got a bit spoiled at Christmas with the turkey, and he really enjoyed the turkey and the cockerel, and so he's like human grade meat is really what he wants, but obviously he can't have that all the time. So he wants to have each different meal a different texture and flavour. So which means I've got to buy, and I kind of get that really, I wouldn't want to eat the same meal for every meal, but I've had to then get a large variety of food. So I definitely underestimated that over the Pantry challenge on needing to get cat food. Let's see what I've got. I really love this boxed water. It's just really handy to have. It's got a tap on it, which is much better than bottles. I do have a filter, but this is really handy to have in case, you know, just in case. I've needed honey. I didn't actually need an awful lot of actual food. It's just a few things that we were running low on. It was mainly like householdy items, which was really handy. These were on offer. It was, I think, 5 for 4, so I got those anyway. Food wise, it was things like milk. We go through an extraordinary amount of milk, eggs, a few meat things like some sausages, which we have not had for ages because I didn't have any of those in the fridge or freezer. This flour, which I am trying for the first time, it looks fantastic, and it's from a small mill. The last thing is I got some fruit and vegetables. I actually didn't get much because I want to go to the farm shop and get some bits there. I want to get some oranges to make marmalade, but I did get, and I'm really pleased with these. These are a thing of organic mixed tomatoes, and it smells lovely. And there are these, a few of these. Lots of cherry tomatoes, just ones we can eat fresh. So that's really lovely. Yeah. Please, please, please let me know in the comments how your Pantry challenge has gone. Are you going to continue it? Would you do it again? Did you hate it? And for the next month, I am thinking of doing a sourdough series, I think. So I might do a, how to make a sourdough, because I know lots of people have got a sourdough starter, but I think I might do a video on how to do it. I have got, and I'll link that below, another video, or I'll pop it up here, another video about sourdough questions and stuff, but I might do a how to make a sourdough starter and then do a sourdough series. If there is anything that you would like to see in that, or any other ideas, please let me know. Please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon, and enjoy your week.